guys, it's Megan. Welcome back to the library. I had the idea to show you guys all the displays that we've done recently because I came up with a bunch of new ones right before Christmas break, and I was like, oh, I'll show you all the cool ones that we did for January, like in every genre. But then I also thought I should probably tell you how I come up with these ideas because that might be helpful. But really, it's nothing revolutionary. I use one of two things. I have this little calendar, and I will link this down below. Somebody posted this online a long time ago, and I literally laminated it because I used it so much. But it's like monthly, and there's some on the back, and it has monthly celebrations, weekly conferences and book festivals, and holidays and observances for that month. So, but the month before, I just go ahead and look ahead. So if I'm looking to February for right now, because right now it's January, so it's African American History Month, like just American Heart Month, things that you might not remember, National Embroidery Month, you know, just kind of random stuff. It also has Groundhog Day, Mardi Gras, like I might forget about that. I'm like, oh yeah, I could do some kind of display for that, you know, or whatever. National School Counseling Week, maybe I could give it to counselors about doing a mental health books display, you know, or whatever. But that's basically how I start, is I see what is that month that I need to do a monthly display. But I don't always just want to do monthly displays and stuff. Like I want to do other fun things that don't have anything to do with the time period. So what I've been doing is either coming up with the idea like, hey, what's popular right now, you know, and go with that. Like when Wordle was a thing, we did books somehow about Wordle, you know, I don't know, but whatever's popular at the time. Or I do ChatGPT. I say, hey, ChatGPT, I need an idea for the realistic fiction section or the science fiction section, and it comes up with an idea for me. So once I get that, then I find the list of books for the display. So let's say that the display is, I don't know, songs, books based on like popular songs or whatever. Then I asked, which I did for realistic fiction. Then I asked ChatGPT to get me the list. That's how I start. I say, I need a list of realistic fiction books that fit these songs or whatever, or give me a list of songs, give me a list of popular songs and young adult books that fit them. Now, spoiler alert, I gave ChatGPT my collection. So I went into Destiny, and I wish I could explain exactly how to do this to you. If you're interested, I will try to get more thorough directions for you and post them in the comments down below or the description. But I got a list of all the books, like I just downloaded it in like an Excel sheet for every genre in my library. And then I uploaded it to ChatGPT. I said, here is my realistic fiction collection. Make sure to only use these books so that I didn't have to constantly look at the list it gave me and like cross-reference it, like, you know, go over to my catalog and see if I had the book. Anyway, this way I know I have all the books that it suggests for the display. And then I also search the topic, whatever the display is about. I search for it on Destiny, and I see, or you could do whatever catalog system you have, of course, and I just search and see, you know, what book fits that subject. Like I can search by subject, and a lot of times I can find things that way, and I add it to a massive list. Like you can do a resource list in Destiny. So I do a list, and I add all the books that I want on the list, and usually it's between, I don't know, 12 to 20-ish books, depending on how big the display is and where I'm putting it. And then I print out that list, and I give it to my library aides, like my student helpers, and they go and find all those books for me. And then I make a sign. I just make a quick little sign. So I usually use Canva AI, or sometimes I have my students actually design it in Canva, or I just have ChatGPT do it. But either way, I just say, hey, make a sign about blah, blah, blah. And sometimes I do come up with the idea, and one display I actually kind of made the sign for myself, which I was excited about. It's not like the best sign, but I had the idea for it and everything. Or I ask ChatGPT for the idea, and then I try to make it. Or I'm not very good at Canva, but like I love using it. So now I thought I would take you along and show you some of our current displays. So let's come along to the realistic fiction section here. Maybe I can zoom out a little. There you go. It's like this song, read this book. And I had ChatGPT make this for me. So it did a little wonky stuff, and I had to like put a little black thing over top. You can kind of see where I blacked it out there because it spelled something wrong. But at least everything on this right now is spelled correctly. And then my TAs made these for me. We just made a little template on Canva, and we were like, hey, you know, if you like this song, read this book. And as you can see, the book got checked out. And it's like, what do they have in common? Well, here's the track list. And my TAs actually came up with that idea too. They said, what if this was the track list are the things that the song and the book have in common? And I was like, oh, that'd be perfect. So like, for example, here's The Serpent King. It is about small town life, escape, and complicated friendships. And apparently so is this song that I've never heard of because I don't know popular songs, but that book went there. That book went there. There was a book there. So you can see, so what, 4 books already got checked out. And we have a bunch more of these, printed out that just aren't out here. So I'm gonna actually move, you know, I'll switch them out here now that these have been taken. But isn't that really cool? I thought that was really neat. And I used ChatGPT to do this. I just said, hey, give me a list of popular songs, and here's my collection. Find some books that, you know, are similar. So that is reality. Now I did the same for historical, and the theme was history wasn't boring, it was brutal. And I even put what the books did, like they emphasized blah, blah, blah. And this was designed by Canva. I think I went through and just like wrote this on there because that's what ChatGPT said. And then it gave me the list. It said, here's a list of books that do emphasize survival, violence, war, oppression, and real human cost. And I put them right here. I don't think a single one has been checked out yet, but also realistic fiction, or, you know, historical fiction is not the most popular in our library. So moving on to mystery. Our mystery display is unfortunately at the very end of mystery. Oh, start the year with a secret. Check out these small town mysteries. And these signs are not the best, and we could laminate them, you know, or whatever, but just for a quick thing. And I ideally like to put decorations on here too. But you can see a lot of these, okay, definitely not Hatchet, that's out of place. We only have 6 left, but there were some here, there were some up here. So, I mean, these are getting checked out, so that's good. Moving on to sci-fi. Oh, the window is open. I don't want that. Moving on to sci-fi. What do we have over here? Oh, teens in space. I thought that was hilarious. Just that, just teens in space. If you want a book where there are teens in space doing stuff, then here you go. There's a lot of them. There are a lot of teens in space. That's like extra books down there. But we did line this with black on the back so that it would stand out from the other shelves. And honestly, like, well, it is smaller than the other shelves, so it stands out, and the shelves are staggered differently. So this is kind of like our display. But I do want to maybe take like get a border and put it right there so that really stands out as being a display. Like even the sign is not really front and center, and it's wrinkly. I mean, it does not look great, but it was so fast. That's what I wanted to show you all, is how fast you can make some of these displays if you need to. We made most of these in a couple days. There's the bell, which means I'm gonna have to go and film the rest of this later, but I was so close to being done with showing you guys everything. But I'll quickly show you the horror, because I did come up with this idea myself entirely. New year, well, mostly new year, new nightmares. And I came up with that. New year, new nightmares. Nothing says January like existential dread. And I came up with the idea to do the half and half. That's what I wanted. Like, and then the fireworks and the monster. I did design this one totally by myself, except for I think ChatGPT came up with that setting. So I'm just, you know, so proud of using my creativity. And the thing is, we can put any books on this display. So we can just grab popular books or books that look cool and put them out there. Here's sports. Short and intense, fast reads, big stakes. So all we did was pick short books. We just picked short books that we can replace throughout. And these have been popular, and I actually have been replacing them. And then we have our sports background back here that looks like a football field. It was there just for the Super Bowl last year, but then we've just left it because, you know, why not? We also have a try new hobbies for the new year because it's January, and January is National Hobby Month. So ChatGPT made these for me, or maybe Canva did. Actually, Canva might have made these. So the Canva AI is really cool. And then I have my TAs use the Cricut and just cut out little hobby related pictures, like dice and stuff. And we just kind of stuck them all down through here and then pulled a bunch of different hobby books that are from different, oh, I don't know why. Would that really go here? Oh, why is all the Taylor Swift right here? This is weird. I don't feel like that's a hobby. Maybe studying Taylor Swift at this point is a hobby. I think romance is the last display, but it's not anything wonderful. But I will show you one other cool display we have going on right now, is that we had students make these little infographics about their books that they read for a project, and then I put them throughout the library. So isn't that cool? So students can see, oh look, two kids did the same book without merit. So there we go. Kids can like read about it. I thought that'd be really cool to have sort of student written things on the shelves. And I'd never seen kids use make infographics about books before. I feel like I could not find examples online of infographics about books, but I thought it'd be so cool. So one of my teachers took me up on the offer and we did it. And now they're spaced out all throughout the library. Of course, I can't find another one to show you at the moment. And oh no, there's still Christmas books here. We need to change these up, but we just leave this kind of Valentine's Day-esque themed because it's just the romance display. I think that fell down, but typically I will just put like wintry romances here if it's wintertime, or spring romances if it's spring. Obviously there's still Christmas ones there, so I gotta fix that. I totally forgot fantasy to show you guys fantasy. So it's TA's recommend. So magical reads handpicked by library student aides. And one of my student aides, I think, made this little flyer. Isn't that so cute? But they're mostly gone already. Like all the books are mostly gone, so we'll have to have some TAs pull some more books that they would recommend. So thank you guys for coming along with me. Hopefully that gives you some inspiration and you can see how fast it can be. I used to be terrified of doing displays because I thought it would take too long. So I just never changed them. However, it's actually really, really fast if you need it to be. I did all of these, I think, in a day or two because I just had ChatGPT come up with the idea, helped me come up with the list. Destiny can also help you come up with the list if you just search the keyword, pulled the, I just gave the list to the TAs, they pulled the books, we quickly made the signs and stuck them up there. So it can be pretty easy. And now I'm more likely to actually change them out like monthly. That's the goal, monthly, so that every time the kids come in every month, there's something new for them to look at. And hopefully this will help them to find books easier. Anytime there's a display like at Barnes & Noble, people are just drawn to it. That's why they do like the little tables and things like that to give students fewer options. Okay, so thank you guys for watching and I will talk to you again later. Bye.